It's a very special episode. Our year 10 in review. 10 years of year reviewing. 10 years. Review 10. I don't know how else to put that. It's kind of confusing.
YIR. No, it's because the year in review is YIR.
Right.
So year 10 is year 10.
Right. Not, but it's actually year 11. We're now in year 11. So
we're
it makes
in
it
year
sound
11.
like, right, it makes it sound like year 10. We've only done 10 years. No, we're actually past 10 years. This is
the end of year
review.
10. Next week or 2 weeks from now is the beginning of year 11.
It's actually not. It's just the 10th time we've had a year in review. Let's put it that way. Okay? For simplicity,
right.
To not confuse the masses and create train accidents and airplanes falling out of the sky because everybody doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on. Let's let the government make all that shit happen. Instead, we're crystal clear. 10th year in review. Okay? God damn it. Simplicity. This episode, if you're new to the podcast, we break down. Each person has a list of their favorite bad, quote unquote, bad or cult movies that we did in the last year. They could be off episode. They could be episodes themselves. I'm guessing based off of my list that everybody else is also just pulling episodes because
I only pull episodes every year.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, that's all that I do too.
Yeah, that's all I have. It's been... I didn't watch a lot of other stuff. And then at the end of the episode, we'll recount our favorite 3 movies from 2024, good, bad, or ugly. So how we do this is everybody gets a turn. There's often lots of repeats because we somewhat have, Sam and I definitely have similar taste in film. Jackie sometimes goes off the rails. So we'll see what she does this year. We'll see what I do this year because I got some oddballs as well that might be
I've
unexpected.
done a thing I generally do every year. We do this, and we have a Hall of Famer in the field. Is for whatever reason, I'm just like, well, that's a Hall of Famer, so I'm not going to talk about it. So I'm leaving a Hall of Famer out, which I've done before.
Okay. That's an odd one. I can't wait
I've
to
done
hear
it
what
every
that is.
time.
Yeah, it's an odd way of doing it. I guess should we just get going on this shit, guys? The circle of friendship. Jackie,
We could also. We're only doing 5 instead of 10 this year.
Yeah, we're only doing 5 instead of 10 this year because it was kind of a. I figured we'd cut it down and spend more time talking about the actual most important ones.
I can mention that I there's some that would have made ordinary years.
Okay.
Like I compiled to 10 just to give the honorable mentions that didn't make it. So State Park would have normally made it at number 6.
State Park is also outside looking in.
Number 7 was Rotor, which is the Hall of Famer that didn't make it.
Yeah.
If we would have done 10, I would have figured out how to screw it out of that spot, though.
Right.
Stuff Stephanie and the Incinerator would have made it at number 8 normally. Coming At Ya would have made it for me at number 9. And Thunder, the really bad Rambo, would have made it for me at number 10. And then, beyond that, big time bad movies in history would have been left out for me. So we actually did pretty good this year because I would have left out Final Justice and I would have left out Alone in the Dark. And those are bad movies of history. Like there's a lot of history behind how bad those things are.
Bad movies of history presented by PBS. Jackie, let's go with you.
Okay, so these are the ones that I liked that we did that are bad, right?
Yes, starting with number 5.
Number 5 was Turbulence 3 Heavy Metal.
Wow. Good.
I liked that the guy had a doppelganger. I liked that it was, this death band and nobody wants to really die. And I liked that they had the fake execution. And then they find out that the guy's really trapped in the luggage compartment and he has to save everyone. And then at the end when he's like, yeah, I mean, that just sealed the deal for me at number 5.
What was his name again? The rocker's name?
The guy from Spirit of the West?
Yeah. But what was his character's name in the movie?
I don't remember what his character's name in the movie was.
It wasn't a metal-y name. Like it didn't have alliteration, but it was also like Monstro or Mikalov or something like that. But go Mikalov.
Slade Craven.
Slade Craven. There it is. Yeah, Slade Craven was awesome, dude. And like, what an unexpected awesome. Like, he should have pissed us all off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, him being the unlikely hero twist at the end was pretty awesome.
Subversion of expectations.
It's also, it should be noted now that I feel like Justin has fully infected the rest of us with his love of these fucking airplane movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I don't hate them anymore. And you just picked one for your year in review. And before, you go back to, you know, many years ago, he's like, let's watch this fucking airplane movie. And we're like, oh, God damn it, no.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yep.
Let's not confuse the audience even more, Sam. They are not airplane movies. They are fly-hards.
Fly-hards, sure.
Fly-hards, okay.
Yeah,
airplane but you like movies. Those Airport 79 and all that. I mean, if it has an airplane, you're kind of in.
Yeah, I'm kind of in. I guess I like mass transit.
Yeah, because you also like trucking.
Yeah, movies about transportations of goods and people. I'm fascinated by those subconsciously, and I don't know why. There's probably a condition for it. Like if somebody had a Freudian level of, it's probably about my mom. If Freud's getting involved, it's about my mom, right? You know, truck driving and airplaning. I don't know what the relevance is, but guessing something's there.
Yeah.
Anybody want to psychoanalyze me? Come on, do it. Psychoanalyze me. I'll pinch my nipples while you do it.
No,
I can't do that. I'm just thinking about how to combine air flight and trucking. And that would make a good short film because it's just like it would just be a crash. It would work about as well as you'd imagine it to work with a bunch of planes linked together trying to pull it through the sky.
Isn't that Fifth Element? No, he's a cabbie. He's a
cabbie, yeah.
Yeah, damn it. You're right.
Space truckers.
But that's space. That's not air.
No, it's not.
We don't have air trucking.
Air trucking.
We should look into that. Like, it's there. Nobody's done it.
The screenplay writes itself.
It's just air trucking. Did you get Deep Purple to write us? No, he did not. I don't even know if they're alive. But we did get Dave and Greg's touring local band. They play covers, and they could play Space Truckin' as a cut with. Okay, you're fired. This movie sucks.
The Spirit of the West is also the air trucking name. Just borrow that from the band.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, I like Turbulence 3 for sure. It didn't make my list, believe it or not, but it kicks ass. That's a good starting pick right there. Highly recommended, Jackie. Good job.
Thank you. Sam, I do have good taste.
Sam, number 5.
Number 5 for me was Alley Cat.
Alley Cat.
Oh, that was number 6 for me.
Yeah, Alley Cat was on Jackie's outside looking in. I couldn't leave it out. I really wanted to put State Park in. I really liked State Park a lot. I was like, it is not as memorable as Alley Cat.
Alley
Cat is some of the worst kung fu we've ever done on the program.
It's pretty bad.
It's so bad. And it has it has a line, it has a moment that will be remembered in the annals of Stinker Madness history. When she kicks that guy in the balls and pushes him off the little hill and yells, "Don't screw with girls in the park. It's not nice."
It's not nice. You are correct, lady.
And there's, at least 15 to 37 pairs of ruptured testicles by the end of the movie.
Oh, my God.
So that's also fun.
Oh, my God, dude. That was also the one where she gets broken into because she's living with her grandparents. We couldn't figure out what the grandparent connection was because it seems like she's got money, but she's living with her grandparents. And then her entire, lifestyle is to just, I guess, sleep all day until it's time to go running in the park at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the entire plot is accelerated not by the theft of her car, but the theft of her tires.
Her tires, right.
It's like, steal the whole fucking car, guys. Jesus. It would be faster.
Inept bad guys for sure. Who was did we have the lead? What was her name?
Karen Manny.
Okay. All right. And she went on to...
She's only in a couple of movies. She's pretty hot. The kung fu is awful. It was great.
It's great. I'm glad sort of kung fu movie made the list. My number 5 is Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator.
Yeah.
It did not.
It's a weird movie.
Honorable mention. It's a trauma film like no other. And I think that speaking of subverting expectations, this is not what you would expect Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator to be. I mean, I just rewatched the trailer, and the trailer is like, yeah, see, this is what and I don't know what they could have done with it. Like, the title, if they had appropriately titled it, they would have spoiled it. I don't want to even spoil too much talking about it here. Like, if they'd, rich people with weird hobbies is what
but it's
it
not
accurately
because
could have been called, but that wouldn't sell. No matter what you call it accurately, would not sell as a trauma movie. So Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator, it has the trauma ring to it. People are going to pick it up off the shelves thinking it's, Stephanie's going to get stuffed in that fucking incinerator. Stephanie doesn't even really share screen time with an incinerator, let alone the fact that Stephanie may not even fucking exist.
She doesn't. That's the thing. Even the rich people doing weird shit expectation is subverted by the end of it. The movie would be called Subverting Expectations.
Yeah.
It like sets you up and you're like, no, and then it's like, no, that's not what's happening at all here. It's something different.
I'm still not even sure what actually is happening here, other than these people have funky hobbies.
Yes.
So Stephanie in the Incinerator was actually my number 1 pick for this year.
Why don't you spoil it? Why don't you just jump right ahead? Yeah, you could just wait. Talk about it twice.
That is also on my list.
Yeah, jeez Louise. Haven't you done 10th year in review? 10th! Not like 10 of times you've done this. And you're like, it's my number 1. Now we don't have it. That whole segment is gone, Jackie. Or we circle back to it, which I think we should circle back to.
I'm just going to pretend that she didn't say that.
You are going to... Maybe she was role-playing as a weird person with odd hobbies.
She's a middle-class person with odd hobbies.
Yeah.
When we get there, she's like, I'm going to pull a Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator. And my number 1's actually Atlas with J-Lo.
Oh, my God.
That would be a surprise for sure. Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator, not what you think it is. Rent it. It's hard to talk about because you almost want to say like rent it because you think it's Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator, and then when you get like what it actually is, you're like, you're not mad is the other thing. You should be pissed. Like, hey, I've talked about this movie before. Sam and I rented it off the shelf. Vampire Vixens from Venus. They weren't vixens, they were not from Venus, and they were not vampires. I hated that goddamn movie because it subverted my expectations, not in a good way. It had a clever title, and then it had no money to produce any of those things. This is not that. When you realize that you've been lied to by the marketing department of Troma, you're actually like, nice.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Lying. You just fucking lied to me and I ate it up. It's good. Yeah. It's one of their, I'm not sure if it's their best, but I think people with particular tastes could find it their best movie ever made.
Well, I think there's a lot of people that wouldn't enjoy most Troma films that'll enjoy that. And it's also, Troma didn't make it. They just bought it for distribution, which is one of the reasons why it's so different. And then I believe if I think back to that episode when we were recording it, I believe I found out that Troma did just be like, we need to slap a different fucking name on this.
Yeah, right.
And that was the level of their involvement.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, most people aren't going to enjoy the film I should have watched from 2024, but I haven't done yet, The Toxic Avenger. Most people aren't going to enjoy The Toxic Avenger or that style of Troma film, Tromeo and Juliet, shit like that. Anything that Lloyd Kaufman directs, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
People that would hate a Lloyd Kaufman movie might actually like that one.
I think State Park was a Troma film too, wasn't it? Or was it
Same thing. I think it was distributed by.
Yeah, okay. State Park. Okay. Jackie, back to you. Number 4.
The Mangler.
The Mangler.
Yeah.
About the machine that kills people.
Yeah, the
laundry machine that kills the employees and keeps the old guy from dying.
Stephen King short story adaptation.
I just thought it was weird how after the one girl gets mangled, then she becomes the mangled mistress of the shop owner, and how this place doesn't get shut down for multiple health violations.
Well, that's how the corpse want it, Jackie.
It's great too. Even thinking back on it, because that thing's like the sheet folder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have all these employees, and they're like, this is the backbone of this community, which means that there's hotels everywhere. We tried to figure it out. We really couldn't. There has to be so many fucking hotels, right?
Just tons of sheets.
A sheet laundering, only sheets. And all the town is propped up by this. And they can't just fucking fold the things by hand.
They cannot. They will not be as crisp as if the Mangler does it, Sam.
Do you realize how much money we'd lose? I don't, actually, because you had to buy this machine that is made by the devil. I guess maybe the machine's really cheap because the devil made it or whatever.
Which do you suppose is cheaper in, like, whatever time? I can't remember what time. It's like 40s, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah, Dust Bowl era. Which do you suppose would be cheaper to run? If that had been electric and being powered by a coal plant, the electricity comes from a coal plant and the machine is electric, or if the machine itself has the horsepower of a steam locomotive and burns that coal itself to generate its excellent sheet crispening fires.
Like, what would be cheaper?
Yeah, which is more efficient?
Red diesel.
Red diesel.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, the damn thing can't be, like, it's not a good business model because you see what it's running on. It's a steam engine. You got to have guys that, have those, like, little stripy pants, the coveralls that have stripes, and they got the cute little hat. They're shoveling fucking coal in there. Those guys are going to die at like the age of 40, but who cares about them? They at least make it to 40. These ladies who can't not get their pills or their Cheerios or breath mints out of the fucking ironing machine are getting mangled all over left and right. I'm not like the fact that the machine is Satan at the end or whatever it is.
Whatever.
Is completely unnecessary to the stupidity of this movie. Like, you could take out the fact that the machine grows legs and runs after people at the end of this and still have it be completely nonsense that these people just operate this machine and keep getting fed into it by their own stupidity.
Yeah. And we see the thing operate. We see how fast the sheets are going through there. It takes 3 people to feed the sheets in and like 2 people to like yank on levers and something else and like 3 more people to pull the sheets out and put them in the truck. You can fold them fucking faster.
And like the giant chain that this machine runs exposed. Like, you hear about combine harvest accident. Oh, I lost my arm in a combine. That fucking chain, like, it's taking limbs every day. You don't even have to lose your pills in there. You just walk by it and you're like, I'm in the chain.
I especially like how at the end, the contract is, you lose a finger and then you just put your bloody hand on the contract, right?
Which still makes no fucking sense.
And then you become disabled immediately. You need a cane. Yeah. You start falling apart at an expedited rate. And I'm like...
And your greed...
Doesn't seem really worth it. Like, you get to be in charge of the stinky-ass factory where people get murdered and...
The worst place on earth.
you become an ugly old hag. Congratulations.
That's like claiming that your career goal is to be the manager of a fish gutting place.
And then live there.
And then live there. Good
And he
job.
has a nice house because you see his house and you're like, you should go home sometimes. Your office sucks.
It's bizarre. It is so freaking weird. And a great find. Who was the detective was somebody too, wasn't it? Oh, it's
John
Buffalo
Hutton.
Bob. Yeah, Buffalo Bob. And he was great. And Buffalo Bob way. You know, he's just got that weird voice that makes him not I guess not likable. I don't want to say not likable, but like he's
totally likable and stuff. He's likable
he is for us.
No, in Monk, he's a totally likable character. He's totally likable in the first Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's true.
Because he's what's his face's boss.
He's an odd lead.
FBI.
He's an odd lead for this.
Yeah.
And great. Good pick, Jackie. You're 2 for 0. Actually, you're 3 for 0. Because you spoiled that. But yeah, Mangler's on the outside looking in for me. I liked it. Would have made the top 10 for sure. Sam, number 4.
Number 4 was actually Alley Cat. I switched him at the last minute and screwed that up. Number 5, which is now going to be number 4, so fuck it, because I was a toss-up. Robot Jocks.
Robo Jocks made your... What?
Yeah,
Get
Robot
out.
Jocks. Because this movie sucks. Like, it really sucks.
It sucks.
It
really
sucks so bad.
It's garbage.
It's dumb. There's a penis chainsaw. But I think one of the reasons why I've come around on it is how bad it sucks. Because if you watched this movie when it came out, which I did, speaking of subverting expectations, Vampire Vixens of Venus, you see the trailer for Robot Jocks in grade school, as I was. And you're like, yeah, we're going to be able to go to this movie for one of our birthdays, most likely, or just like for whatever. We'll be able to get 4 grade schoolers in the same theater. We're going to see Robot Jocks. We're going to fucking high five each other during, after, before. We will go play Robot Jocks afterwards. And you all get there and you watch the movie and you're like, this shit blows ass. I'm 8 and I'm not buying any of this horse shit. I fucking hated it. I was upset because I didn't get to go to the movies very much.
No, sure.
It's like, oh man, that was like my one time and like getting, and it ended only being 3 of us get together for it, but it was like this monumental undertaking. And that was the delivery was Robot Jocks. And you're like, what the fuck? It sucks. And it's honestly, I think Pacific Rim is just a regurgitation of the exact. I mean, there's some things changed, but it's pretty regurgitated Robot Jocks. And now I'm like, because I saw Pacific Rim a second time, and this is how it also made my list as I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, man, I fucking hate that movie. But the last time we watched it, I just watched it for how bad it sucks. And it sucks so bad. But I'm thinking about it when, yesterday when I'm making this list, and I'm like, I would rather watch Robot Jocks for the 5th time than Pacific Rim for the 3rd time.
Oh, totally. Completely. I'm with you there.
So Robot Jocks is in.
Which is fucking crazy because when I brought up Robot Jocks like 5 years ago, you were like, no, I don't want to do Robot Jocks. It's just not worth talking about. And then I'm like, you know what? No, we're doing Robot Jocks. We did it in tribute to the Bad Movie Fiends podcast, who is now defunct. That was their movie. That's how they rated movies, was how many jocks it got. And so you were forced into it. Now you're like, you know what? You're in review, baby.
Oh yeah, I admitted it. I had
above Rotor.
37 years of hate for the film. And now I'm like, man, I can just enjoy this for how bad it sucks.
That is crazy. Totally crazy. It stinks. It's the bad kind of dystopia where like there's not really a dystopia. You're told that there's a dystopia, but the dystopia is just that the lead character is a total douche Like, oh, it's so dystopian because this guy is our hero and he sucks. Wow. Life on Earth blows because we worship this guy and he's a knob. Like, but there's no there's no starvation. It's like Death Race 2000, but where Death Race 2000 makes you can't have the fun unless it's a dystopian world. This one tells you that it's so but everybody goes to fucking Robot Jox. Like it's Running Man. Everybody's like tuning into Running Man. Like, whoa, honey, get the kids and the TV trays. If you got kids in the TV trays and you're watching the sports, it's not dystopia. It's just not. So it sucks.
Their dystopia is just like, they like kind of play on global warming. They're like, oh, it's just bad weather, all that's hot, nothing but dirt. But then society doesn't have any ill effects from not having vegetation in any way.
Right.
They had to wear masks.
I don't remember
stands.
Did they?
Yeah, because I thought we mentioned something about like, why are they all wearing masks? And we decided that it was because when the dust would come off of the robot fight, they would swallow the dust.
Okay, so
there's just all the diesel fumes from those robots would poison you, so you just gotta wear a respirator.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter because they've built grandstands for people to sit in at robot battles, where the end result is one robot getting destroyed. It's going down. And like they shoot missiles at each other and flamethrowers and bullets. Like, this is an event that should not have people at the grandstands. And sure as shit, fucking Hero Guy's robot goes over and crushes half the fucking audience to death.
Oh, yeah.
Then what do you think was going to happen? We put up nets at hockey tournaments because that girl got her teeth knocked out on her birthday. Actually, I think she died. But we at least have nets at the hockey. God damn it, people. You're going to get crushed by a robot.
Yeah. Or, I mean, get them farther away. They're very big. You can see them from quite a distance.
Yeah.
In fact, if you're that close, you're not really seeing what's going on. You're just like, I can only see the pelvis of the giant robot.
Totally. You need to be like Kennedy Space Center across the thing away from like that distance from the shuttle launch, like that far to see Robot Jox, which is how you should watch the movie too, from very far away. Just set your TV up and get the fuck away from it. Go do something else. I'm not going to put Robot Jox up in your review. It's not there. Still Team Megaforce. Okay, Jackie, you are... Oh, no, it's my turn.
Your turn.
Number 4 for me is a hero of the podcast, and we'll probably make year in review every time he's on the show. Old Rebby Brown in Robo War. That Predator knockoff that you both probably already forgot about.
No, I just have it higher.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right.
In fact, my comment...
Go ahead.
My comment is now that I wrote down first would be that it's not... I thought that Reb Brown was a force factor in any year in review, but now I realize he's a force multiplier.
Yeah, he really is. You can get Reb just being a force factor if, like, it's just him with a gun going into a country and blowing up guys. But he is a force multiplier when he's got a plot, quote unquote, to work with. A hook. When he's got a hook, then the Reb multiplies the hook. But this is one of those movies where he's got a hook, and it's Predator. This is Godfrey Ho, right, Sam?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't want to commit to that.
The Predator
it's
is not...
Bruno Mattei.
Okay, Bruno. Yeah,
Bruno Mattei. It's a ripoff. Yeah. It's a ripoff of Predator, so it has to be the ripoff guy, Bruno. Thanks, right, Jackie.
Right.
We almost screwed that up.
We almost screwed that up. Godfrey just amalgamates all his movies after shooting several different things and stealing them from other movies that didn't get made. There's no Predator. It's called The Hunter. And the hook is that it's not from outer space. It's basically one of the guys. Remember Jimmy Hooks, from that mission outside of Saigon when he went nuts and we never saw him again? He's that guy. The Hunter has been changed. He used to be a man, and now he's a robot prototype killing machine for the military. He sucks. The Hunter's absolutely god awful. Worse than Rotor. The animation of Rotor is actually fucking better than The Hunter. I'm trying to think of another really bad.
There's one that will come later for me because I have this as the second worst.
That's not Robo. I know what you're about to do, Sam, and that's not Robo. That's not
in terms
Robo.
of costume. So yes, it's the worst robot costume of the year, which is pretty astounding because Robot Jox was just mentioned.
Coming up with a worse robot, period. Like, it's bad because it's just a motorcycle. What was that? That Terminator ripoff that was made in Mexico that we watched with Roman. That one was really bad too.
I'd
have to go back to the well. And
I think that one was worse, but this is really bad. And having to read about like the whole almost anybody that put it on because it was so hot almost died.
It's so hot. Why do they do this to people? It doesn't have to be black, guys. It doesn't have to be black leather or come on. Put some holes in it. It's fine. Some mesh. How about some breathable mesh in your fucking costumes? These people are going to die. And then he's got shit glued to his face that I think are like ski goggles, like 80s ski goggles. And they're painted black, so he can't see shit. The poor actor. But you get Predator vision throughout the entire movie, and the thing talks, but it doesn't make any sense. It just continually says greasy. It's fucking awful. And then Reb and his team come in, and they're bullet guys. They all have M60s, and the chains being fed into the machine gun, and they're just the whole movie is just guys going which seems like a lot of 80s movies is just that, but then when you watch this one, you're like, whoa, this one really has a lot of guys just going and invading a country and then finding out that the Hunter's there. It's just shit. It's just Bruno Mattei shit, and I don't think that there's a single part of it that isn't a total fucking blast.
Yeah, and it's cloning of Predator is even fun because you have the guys from Predator who when you see Predator the first time, everybody, including Shane Black, after you watch it a few times, is like, man, everybody is awesome in their own way. And you have Reb Brown as the stand-in for Schwoz in this.
Right.
And then everybody else is a dipshit.
Everybody else
but they're supposed to be awesome, but they're dipshits.
And there's even the lady. They rescue a lady out of nowhere. Just we got to rescue a lady out of nowhere. Okay. And she gets to the chopper, I think. I don't even remember what happens to anybody. No, the robot blows up. Spoiler, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They blow up the robot. Greasy. And then Reb Brown just all over the fucking, even afterwards, I think the robot's dead, and he still has a scene where he yells at the camera and does stunts. It's dumb and awesome, and I love Reb Brown, and everybody else should too.
Yeah.
Jackie.
All right, my next one. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
There it is, Sam. She's 3 for 1.
I loved this movie. I thought it was fun. The singing and dancing just were, I don't know. I mean, anytime you put me into something like this where it's just kind of kooky and makes you feel good at the end, and you're watching it and you're laughing, and the jokes are pretty stupid. Like the guy where every time he sings and his shirt flies off because he's supposed to be the hot one.
Right. Well, they're all hot.
Yeah.
Except for the one old guy who wears the shit out of his underwear by turning him inside out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a Bollywood movie. I mean,
it's a safe heist too, which was kind of fun.
It's a Bollywood heist movie.
And I liked how they snuck out the gems at the end.
I think it's a decent pick and a strong pick, actually, for top 5 by Jackie, just because we have watched X amount of Bollywood movies, but we've never had as much time trying to sort out how stupid the actual plot line was. Because generally they're just overly simplistic, and it's like, yeah, you don't have to think about this too much.
Right.
Like nothing in, no part of their heist plan makes sense at any level.
No.
It all doesn't work.
Like, you're right. We did talk about the plot because in other ones we're focused on the dancing and the over the top action and stunts. This didn't have that. It had some of it, but maybe I'm getting older and maybe I'm starting to like the silly dancing of the Bollywood. But I had no problem with the dumb dancing. I thought they were good dancers. Like, okay, these guys aren't bad. I hate this movie because it's 4 hours fucking long, but
it was shorter too. It was really only like 2.5 hours, I thought.
It was, I think, over 3. I think it took 2 days for our Jackie and I because we have a busy lifestyle, but it was a lot.
The one thing though that kind of threw me off with this movie was just how he would just be like, "Oh, I love you," to the main girl, and then turn around and be like such an a-hole to her. And at times it was just like kind of
right. Am I right? God, she won't just shut up. She's just talking all the time. This is me to Sam right now. The chick up there in the corner of the camera, man. She's a blah 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 blah. It's my pick. I'm doing all the talk. Blah blah. Oh, she's right there, isn't she? She can hear me. That's how it was. I love you, honey. God, would she fucking shut up?
he was doing that right there.
Yeah, he was doing that. And she's like,
she wouldn't even stand up for herself. She'd just cry and run off, and then somebody would have to tell her.
No, he'd what's that with The Rock? He'd Sizzler. What's that called when you s'more? You guys know what I'm talking about. You send in the hey girl thing, and she's like, oh, he hey girled me.
Is that called the Sizzler?
No, it's called something. Oh man, the internet's just going, you fucking idiot. It's giving you the hey. Come on, Jackie, what's that called? The Rock does it.
Give me some sugar?
No, it's a one word. It's like you're getting the
Is it the Riz?
I don't know what that's called. Because, nobody does that to me, so.
Is it the Riz? The Rizza? The Jizza? Ghostface Killa? Is it Wu-Tang, Sam? He's Wu-Tanging her. That's what it is.
I have a child old enough that I've heard Riz before, so it's a thing.
Okay.
You're officially out of touch. Okay, boomer.
Yeah, right. Is that what your daughter says that to you?
No, she doesn't.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
Riz means charisma or the ability to charm and attract someone, often in a romantic context.
Okay, yeah, I guess that applies. You're absolutely right, Sam. Nice work. But I don't think that's what The Rock does. I think he smarms. Or he... Smolders! He smolders! God damn it!
Smolders, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet from 2001's really all over your ass on that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he doesn't smolder so much anymore. He's an old dirty bastard. Right? Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Anybody? Anybody under 30 listen to this? Okay. Jackie, good pick. I guess Sam defended you. I'll allow it. You're
Thank you, Sam.
3.5. Sam.
Wait, I was looking at it. when I was looking at all of them on the website, I was like, oh yeah, that thing was a piece of crap. So I at least thought about it.
All right. You're next, dude.
Robo War is my number 3.
Okay. All right.
I don't think you really gave the yas enough. Like, it's not just that there's a lot of yeah. It's that, generally speaking, the Reb Brown has very subdued performances, especially in, say, Captain America.
Sure.
He's batshit crazy, so it's even more special for me because it's Reb Brown dialing it to 11 when you usually don't ever see the guy get past a 6. And he's at an 11 for like half of this fucking movie. It's awesome.
And there's like 4 stick-arounds. Like,
yes.
4 guys dive from getting knives thrown at them and they're stuck to a wall. And I think each time it's just, don't move.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Got me. It's so bad.
Stay there.
Stay there. We can't say stick around. Somebody already did that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You will have a hard time moving for that position as you are now stuck there with a knife.
No, don't say stuck. Don't say stuck. It's
Okay,
too
no
close.
stuck. You've been attached.
Incapacitated.
Fasten all.
Okay, that moves us on to my. I think we're it's number 3. Jackie's not gonna be number 2 next. My number 2 or 3, right? Am I lost? Yeah. Okay. This one's tough, and I think Sam's gonna have it higher. I think I know where this one's gonna be, but it's awesome and bananas, and is exactly like if every single episode of this podcast was this movie, I wouldn't get bored of it. Mm-hmm. Like every single one was this movie because it hits all the goddamn buttons. Fucking Rutger Hauer, Kim Cattrall, and some douchebag named Neil Duncan in Split Second is a fucking amazing, amazing movie that they didn't make enough of. I mean, it's 90s. It's 90s in a can, but they did not make enough of this crap. It is so awesome. Jackie, do you remember Split Second?
I'm now looking it up.
Because here's my diatribe on it. Stuff Tiffany in the incinerator. Boom. Title. I know what that one is. I know exactly what that one is. It is incorrect in the title. But that was the problem with the 90s is they all had like this canned title. Split Second. It means nothing.
Yes.
It means absolutely nothing. You can't, and Rutger Hauer was in like a ton of these movies where you're just like, you remember that Rutger Hauer movie where he was doing this thing and he had a big gun and then like, you know, he's drinking coffee. Yeah. What was that called? Fuck. I don't know. And then you have the reverse of that. Hey man, you ever seen a movie called Split Second? I don't know.
And they're like, is that the one with Johnny Depp that was in real time? And you're like, no, that was Nick of Time.
Right. See, it's just a terrible title, and it sucks that it doesn't suck for us because when you go through and catalog bad movies and the way we do, most of them have a title that you look down the list and you're like, okay, I know of this, I know of that, I know of this, I know of that. Some of these really awesome bad movies get buried because nobody can talk about them because their title's just so freaking vague and unmemorable that it doesn't have this like penetrate. Oh man, you got to see Split Second. You got to see Free Jack. You know, something like that. Nobody fucking talks about that shit because nobody can remember to talk about that shit.
And we did Free Jack, and I still don't know why it's called that.
So when you roll up on one of these and you're like, whoa, holy shit. It's like ka-ching, found one. Everybody, we got one. We got a winner right here.
Yeah.
And that's what Split Second was. I'll let you take the majority of it, Sam, because I know you're going to have many things to say about it. Right. I just want to say also my big thing is that no, I don't want to say anything. We'll talk about it when we get to you. Jackie, your number 3 movie or your number 2 movie.
I'm going to switch it up here and I'm going to say that it was Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator.
Wait, you already did stuff Stephanie in the incinerator.
Nope, I'm
She said she
changing
had it
up.
at 1.
Oh, she had it at number 1. Oh, so she's dropping it down to 2.
And now it's number 2.
Live dropping.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it's number 2. I just really like the man who was pretending to be the old lady.
Oh, he's just the best. But
Yeah,
and not
and it's just
like
so-
when you're there watching him, you're like, is this crap? What is this crap? But then later you're like, oh wait, he wasn't crap.
Yeah. It's just like after you finish watching it, you're like, should I watch this again?
You should. You should totally. I'd go what to do it right now. I love it.
So that was me, number 2.
And I'll reinforce you on this, Jackie. There's not a lot of stinkers that are like that where you watch it and you get it, and the next experience you want to have is sharing it with somebody. Like, oh, I want to see their face when they, oh, hey, Mark, how's your sex life? Like that, or the head explodes or something like that. This, you don't really care about fucking sharing. Like, you could at like a Bad Movie Sunday type thing, but the second time you watch it may just be because you just want to fucking watch it again. You know what I mean? That's an uncommon breed in this genre.
Yeah.
We have movies that we do because they're bad, and this is a Troma released film. It doesn't look great because of budgetary concerns. It fits into the bad movie category. But when you're watching it, and once you're done watching it, you're like, they actually did exactly what they set out to do, which means this might not be bad.
I don't think it's bad. Like, if Soderbergh had done this, and Soderbergh could have done this movie. This could easily be a Soderbergh movie. Or a fucking not a David Lynch movie. What's his fucking Cronenberg. It could have been a Cronenberg movie.
Cronenberg, there would have been some weird shit if it was Cronenberg.
There would have been some weird, sure. But if it just wasn't some wacky low budget movie, it could have been something like really different. And it is still that. It's just you can't see what the fuck is happening half the time because their cameras fucking suck. So, but it's still really well directed. Like, it's just that their fucking cameras suck. That's it. Shoot it again. There should be, no, don't. Just go watch Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sam, number 2.
Number 2 for me is Conquest.
Conquest,
the movie that I've now seen at least I can't remember if I've seen it 4 or 5 times. The reason why it's so high for me is that I like it more every single time I've watched it, and I've watched it officially more than a few times now.
Okay.
And I still don't know exactly what's going on. Like, do you know?
Nor do I.
What's going on in that movie?
No.
Anybody?
No. I think if you were Italian, you might. Like,
I don't
know. Yeah. There's definitely some lost in translation shit, but
there isn't. That's the original. There's only one language track, and that's it. It was made for the English market.
Yeah, but isn't that Fabio Lagacci? Fabrizio
Fulci.
Lucio Fulci,
movie.
yes.
Yeah, so there's going to be some translation problems with the crew, at least.
Oh, absolutely.
And the writer.
It's just more intentionally vague than most of his other movies, which are pretty intentionally vague. Mm-hmm. Like, there's things happening. It just, you don't know what is really going on there. Like, there is you could kind of recount the events in the movie, and it is like a point A and a point B, but like the greater world and everything that's actually going on is very, like, I'm not real sure. It also has like 2 really good set pieces for a film of that budget as well. So it's just, I really, really, really fucking like Conquest, and I like it more every single time I see it.
What 2 set pieces are you talking about?
So the end bit seems like they shouldn't have had the money to do it. And then about a quarter of the way through, there's that like wall. There is that cave sequence with the wall that has all the people that are like writhing around on it. And you're like, one, how many people suffocated? Two, how did you fucking pull that off with how much money you had? Like, there's a number of things that happen in this, and you're like, you couldn't have been able to afford that. What the fuck? It actually looks good. You're like, that actually looked good. What the fuck, Lucio?
Your shit's not supposed to look good. All right. That puts me at number 2, right?
Yes.
I can't believe I should have done Split Second as number 2, because then we could have flip-flopped Sam. But instead,
because of what you said, I'll even burn this now when I'm going to talk about it later. Everything you said about it means I have it too low.
Yeah.
You're like, this checks every box.
Right.
I'm excited about what I do again because of this. Number 3.
Number 3. I have a reason. The reason is it was no surprise. Surprises get us every time. There's the surprise of, hey, you know, this movie has a generic title and it's this fucking awesome. It should be called, you know, Satan's Gonna Get You. This one, though, has a totally different vibe, and I think if every movie was this, it would also work. And it's Stargrove 2, If Looks Could Kill, starring Richard Grieco.
That shit was terrible and amusing and wonderful, and I didn't know what to do with it. When I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know where to put this. I remember really liking it, though.
We were told that there was only one Stargrove, that there can only be one Stargrove. But it turns out there's 2 of them. The second one's not as good as the first one.
No.
But there is 2 Stargroves. And if I don't put fucking Stargrove 2 at number 2, I don't deserve to be talking about fucking movies.
Yeah, and it's wonderful because it gives a double feature where you thought there would have been none. You can't really pair Stargrove with anything, but now you can.
Right.
You can make a double feature.
Yeah. Too Young to Die, or Never Too Young to Die, and If Looks Could Kill, starring Richard Grieco. Both, I mean, they just go so well together. Like, the third one should have been a Stamos-Grieco team-up. Stamos would never have gone for it because it was, you know, he was already John Stamos at that point, whatever the fuck that means. But then Grieco would have been like, dude, I'm fucking Grieco now too, dick. And like, they would have just dicked off, like, oh my God, that would have been so awesome. That should have been a goddamn thing. It could have been like Vin Diesel, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's rivalry, you know? You guys are the same guy. You guys should just stop being jerks to each other. You're the same guy.
And then they just bring Lazenby back for the third one. He's like, I wasn't dead. And then he gets killed immediately.
Oh, man. Yeah, I love Grieco in it. It's totally not what you've been told Grieco is or what you've seen Grieco is. He's corny and cheesy and shitty James Bondy. He's also in High School. And then Gabrielle Anwar's in it as well. Who else? Was it the bad guy? Somebody? Okay. Yeah, we're all blanking.
I'm blanking.
Augustus Surenko, is that the bad guy? It's Roger
I
Reese.
guess. Yeah, not who I'm thinking of. Augustus Klump. The special effects are terrible. The stunts
are you talking about Roger Daltrey?
Yeah, no, Roger Daltrey's in it, but he's not the bad guy. He's the actual spy. Roger Daltrey's in it.
Yeah.
Like, the effects are terrible. The stunts are terrible. But they're good this movie's done at the same time as Speed. Like, it's in that era of, like, Speed comes out and everybody's like, oh shit, we all got to do that. So there's like that element of like knockoff Speed stunts, but the way that they look, not necessarily the set piece itself, but like the feel of the stunts and the drama. You know, the camera's in the stunt type thing. The explosions gonna hit that cameraman type stunts because it's all fake. It's all matte work. All that shit. It looks terrible. It is dumb and corny and cheesy and would never work because the jokes just stink so bad. But the example that we used on the show was they're the inappropriate fart, like the inappropriate fart joke, like, oh, the old lady's farting in church. That's so funny and clever. But then she does it again and you're like, okay, what are we doing here? And then she does it again and again and again and again. And you're like, this is still just that old lady farting in church. And I'm peeing my pants because I'm laughing so fucking hard. It went from groan inducing to the just being stacked onto you of this dumbness that you're like, this is hilarious. It's got to build up. So I like it. It looks good kill.
If it also has like one of the least sexy sex scenes ever, which is compounded by them trying to like sex him up while he's wearing BVDs.
Yeah.
It may be like the death nail for plain briefs in a sex scene. Like, you can't be sexy and wear those. You look like an idiot.
You look like your dad. Okay. Jackie, you're number 1.
This should not come as any kind of surprise to anyone. Highlander, The Final Dimension.
Okay, there it is. We brought a Highlander. I'm surprised it took so long to get there.
You know, I liked this movie because it went back in time and it tried to like follow him through his years of being the Highlander. And when we first started it, it was like, what the hell? He's old, you know?
Connor McLeod of Clad McLeod.
Yeah. And then he gets young all of a sudden because a hot lady comes into his life.
Maybe he was also an alien, or was that the second one? No, that's the second one. That was the second one. Alien. Yeah, he's
the reason I think I really discounted this one is because it's not the second one, even though it does have an MVP.
Yeah, it does have an MVP.
And so I should have really considered it higher on the list just because it has an MVP.
Yeah. Yeah, it's keep going, Jackie. If you want to try to explain the plot to the universe again, good luck.
So basically, back in time, they're like, we got to stop this Highlander butthole. Somebody's got to go into the future and kill this dick so that I can be the Highlander guy.
But that makes no sense.
He sends.
You don't go in the future to stop a guy. You go into the past to stop a guy.
Yeah, so they go into the future, or maybe they are from the future and they're going back. I don't know. I couldn't tell because they have all this like fancy flying bullshit. So maybe they're from the future.
None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense.
And they're there to kill Christopher Lambert or Connor McLeod.
Connor McLeod.
You know, to make sure that he's not the Highlander at the end of being the Highlander. But then a lady finds out that she's her dad. Or no, right? She's the daughter of the little girl that he saved in World War II.
Uh-huh.
And so now she's come to be the secretary because apparently grandma is dead. And that's now their whole family is in servitude to this man. So they're going to bang until she's about 45. And then he's going to be like, I need to find another.
Oh, this is the one where he just bangs her on the wall for no reason, right?
Yeah.
That should have made it for time, man. I really discounted this because it's not the second one, and I shouldn't have done that. That scene should propel it into a top 10 right there because it's just so, and it's just bad.
Yeah, he goes from being an old dude to a young guy because he gets the electricity, and then
the quickening,
he's like,
right?
Yeah, the quickening, and then he's like, "All right, let's do this," and then the sex happens, and then they're a couple, I guess, or she's now the new secretary.
Meanwhile, in an LA dinner theater, look, that's fucking Sean Connery. I thought he died. Right?
Wait,
he comes back in this one, right?
No, he doesn't.
No, he's not in this one.
Oh, because Russell Mulcahy ditched the project so he wouldn't come back, and that's where MVP comes from. They redid the whole thing.
Right.
And then
he comes back.
What the idea is like, let's fucking clean this mess up. And they ended up making it more of a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Scratch me. Save it for another episode where what's his name comes back. Can't remember his character's name. Something stupid.
The Spanish guy or something?
Conquistador McCracken. He's also Scottish.
That sounds right.
He's a Scottish Spaniard via Greece. What are you? Anyway, he doesn't appear in this movie.
Ramirez.
I'm sorry, Jackie. Yeah, Ramirez. I'm sorry, Jackie, for getting stuck up on Ramirez, but I do. The weird plot, the not daughter plot, but
yeah, it's not his daughter, but I mean, wouldn't she have seen him at some point, like because Grandma worked for him till she died?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He got really old.
Sense.
No, that's it. Like it sticks with the whole Highlander thing completely of not making a lick of fucking sense.
Yes.
I just saw a video the other day that like best forgotten or movies that bombed but are actually have found cult status but not good. Like it had the same. Highlander was on the same list as Shawshank. Like,
yeah,
movies that were misunderstood but are now considered good. I'm like, what the fuck? God damn it. No, it is not. None of them are good. They stink.
You can't put Shawshank and Highlander on the same list.
You cannot. You have no business. They stink. And there's a reason why I love them. Don't get me wrong. But it's because of this confusing nonsense that you're just like, define the plot of Highlander 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. You can't. I don't know what they're about.
The first one isn't that confusing, but then after the second one, they really start fucking up at a high rate of speed.
I do not know what the quickening is, Sam. Even the first one I don't know how he is who he is. He sucks. And then he doesn't suck, but then he still pretty much sucks. Like it doesn't. He goes to on a beach walk with Ramirez, and suddenly he's a badass. That's all they do is go on a beach walk, and oh no, I'm the Highlander. What? You were the Highlander before. You were just a knob. You died. You're a dork. Like this is dumb.
Well, the very premise, even in the first one, that makes like when you have it and making the most sense, it's that there's X amount of immortals. But when the last one kills the other ones, he can die then. That's the prize. And it's like, well, that seems kind of dumb, actually.
But the Kurgan, is the Kurgan an immortal? I don't even remember.
Yes, he was.
Okay, he's just a bad guy. Yeah, he was. He raped his wife and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah,
He didn't have a good time. Yeah. The Kurgan is awesome, though. Clancy Brown, like if there's a list that, hey, Clancy Brown. Highlander, Shawshank, boom, there's our connection right there. Clancy Brown is the thread that unites all things.
And then to Buckaroo Banzai at that point.
Right. God, Clancy Brown's so good. Okay, good pick, Jax. Good list. Nice
good
list. I only questioned
Strong.
one
Thank
of them. Yeah, strong. Like, usually I'm like, Jackie, that's not a bad movie. We didn't even do Snow White. What? Okay, Sam, you're number one.
Split second.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of all the reasons you said it. And here's why it checks all of our boxes. Mm-hmm. Because this is the only movie that has failed so miserably in every single aspect of filmmaking that we have ever done on the podcast. With lofty goals and a high budget, the writing doesn't make sense. The directing is terrible.
It's real bad.
The production design or art department at this point is a runaway train of 30 different visual elements that don't make any sense together.
Yeah.
The acting is bad. And the editing is worse. It's just bad everywhere, and it doesn't make any.
You're missing another big
sense.
one. You're missing another big one. Sound. The sound is terrible.
The sound
and
is terrible.
The music is good awful.
Yes, every everything that goes into making a film has been done completely wrong with this, and it still manages to exist, which is why it's so beautiful. Down to Kim Cattrall having to bring her haircut from a Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
Because there just wasn't any time to do anything about it.
Wooden sabot. Rutger Hauer never takes his sunglasses off the entire fucking movie either. He's always indoors wearing his sunglasses because I guess Blade Runner. I don't know. Like, that's just what we're gonna do with you here. Rutger Hauer is your sinister, but you're a tough guy. You're a tough cop. So you're wearing your sunglasses at night because you're a tough cop, not because you're a cyborg.
The tough cop is done wrong because you're supposed to be like, Rutger Hauer is that tough cop. He's now a loose cannon and he's just going to shoot first and ask questions later. And it isn't that. He just doesn't care about anything anymore and he's letting everything go to hell.
Like, he doesn't do it. He's not a loose cannon because his wife died and he's taken to drinking or anything like that. He's a loose cannon because he drinks so much fucking coffee.
With more sugar than coffee in it.
That's what the movie tells us. This guy's nuts because of all that fucking Joe.
And then he doesn't be nuts. He just quits cleaning his apartment for a period of years.
But like, Kim Cattrall's like, oh, you're still living here, huh? Well, I'll just spend the night. There's
trash.
Rats. There's rats in the sink, lady. They're big fucking rats.
Pigeons live inside there and shit everywhere.
The pigeons.
He just lets pigeons hang out on his head. What a loose cannon. This thing is fucking brilliant. I'm pretty sure it's in my... It's a Hall of Famer at this point. I don't know what digit it's going to be in my list of all-time bad movies, but this thing is a steaming pile of shit. Then at one point they're like, oh, it's the devil, and you're like, but is it? Is it the devil? Because I'm pretty sure that's the Slender Man and Xenomorph's love child.
And Venom.
It's just Venom, basically, but kind of shitty. It's shitty Venom. God damn it, this movie sucks.
What is Satan's motivations in this movie?
It doesn't have any.
It's Satan leaves hell. See you guys. I'm going for a walk. Goes to New York in a dystopian future. Everything's wet. Like, there's too much water.
It's London.
Oh no, it was London. You're right. It's all the streets are flooded because there's too much water. That's the dystopia hook. I'm gonna go up to London, and what are you gonna do up there? Oh, Lord of Darkness, eat hearts.
And fuck with the guy who doesn't clean his apartment.
You know, you can do that here, sir. We have, like, Lords of the Dead we're supposed to put through purgatory. And, like, we still got that guy pushing the rock up the hill all the time. And we got the guy that's getting his heart eaten out by the bird. And it grows back every day. We have that here, sir. It's next to the Taco Bell. No, I'm going to London. Like... Satan is dumb as shit in this movie, and there's no other way around it because the best that the movie can provide us with is to an identity of who this is Satan. There's no other. It has to be Satan because the movie leaves nothing else for it to be. It has to be.
I think maybe there's just a scene on the cutting room floor where the sidekick's like, after they dust him with a shotgun and some electricity, he goes, I guess that wasn't Satan. Because you're like, I'm pretty sure that's not him. And then they dispatch him poorly, and you're like, that's not him. It's
by the rules of what we know of the mythical or not mythological being of Satan, it can't be Satan. But the movie leaves us nothing. There's no other victim. There's no other suspect, Sam. It has to be Satan. It's so bad.
And after all that, he's just like, okay, see ya. And then they just go back to his apartment probably and get shit on by birds more.
Well, we killed Satan. We blew him up in a subway. I didn't even know you could do that, but we did. Actually, I did know that, because otherwise I wouldn't have done all that. I knew that you could blow Satan up in a subway. It's the only way to kill him. What are you talking about? Rucker,
Yeah.
This is baffling. So bad. And, like, Satan's also, like, part cyborg, too. Like, he's got some cyborg stuff on him, too, just because the art department is so bad. It's nanners. Split Second's great. And the only reason I didn't put it my number one, I know it was going to be like it is
you knew it was gonna be mine.
quintessential Sam shit for sure. Mine is the other one. This is quintessential Justin shit in a can. It's sword and sandals. It's fucking pew pew lasers coming out of an arrow or a bow. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's horrible makeup on monsters. It's like gratuity for the it's just Italian gratuity. Like the Italians are just like, it's been a minute. Let's have a hand come off. Let us have a booba come out at the same time. Racist. Like it's all of that just terrible swords and sandals stuff, but also science fiction that doesn't need to be in this sword and sandal movie because it then becomes nonsense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's conquest.
Yeah, I kind of I pulled some punches when we were talking about it the first time because I had a feeling that we were going to be 1 and 2 on those, both, even though you were 3 on Split Second.
Right.
God, I forgot about the lasers.
I could have been 2.
The lasers are so fucking awesome. They're not bad. They're just like awesome. And the lady just wearing a bucket on her head with her cans out.
She doesn't.
What a villain, right?
That's her attire, is a bucket on her head. And she's evil. But she's not.
Does she want something?
She does, Sam. I'm not okay. I'm not.
Oh yeah,
she
does.
Conquest.
She does. She
wants something, and it makes me think that this is all just a big misunderstanding. because the whole plot set up and why this lady's evil is because she's got guys in helmets that can't see shit. They're out like we're guards for the queen. Who's the queen? I don't know. She's got a bucket on her head and her boobs are out. She works. That's all it takes in this world. They're
like bearmen too.
Yeah, but we can't see shit. So we'll just start wandering around, and like by them not being able to see shit, like people's guts come out. Like, I was walking and you got in my way, but I can't see. Sorry about your guts coming out. Heads are coming off all over the place. And so like there's a ghost who sees all this shit happen, and like a ghost not a convent, but a ghost convention around a lake, and they're like, hey, shitty Jason and of the Argonauts, go take care of this bucket lady head. And he's like, okay, I can do it. And then he meets up with this dude, bro, who's got a wife. And he's like, yeah, sometimes I stop by and I chuck one in her. But most of the time, I'm out of here. I don't care if she lives or dies. Yeah. You wanna chuck one in my wife? What? This is an odd friendship.
Yes.
Better not. Let's not go there. It's a silly place. And then his fucking wife dies, and his whole family dies, and he doesn't really even give a shit. They just go get stuck in the mud someplace. With fucking mummies. They get stuck in the mud there's mummies in this fucking movie that are like swamp mummies. It's all bananas. All fucking bananas. There's no other way to describe this movie other than fucking bananas. And then the end is just like, what's the sorceress? With the two sisters, and at the end there's a cat, a floating space cat battling a floating laser head. That's pretty nanners for an Italian sword and sandals movie. This one is even weirder at the end than floating lion monster and floating space head with the laser battle.
It's weirder than that, and it's weirder than that consistently. Mm-hmm. It has a strange tone that is undescribable throughout the entire film. Like, the ending of Sorceress is super weird. This is weirder than that all the way through. Every second of this movie is weirder than that weird ending.
It's so fucking weird. Like Sorceress, like it makes sense in the context of 80s movies. A lot of 80s movies were like, it's just a amping up of that 80s. Well, we've never tried this effect before. Let's try it. Well, does it make sense in the context of the film? No, but let's try it anyways. This just doesn't have any of that. It's all unnecessary. It's just the Italians being fucking weird and crazy and snakes. You know, hey, let's put a snake on the naked lady. It's sexy. But then the snake doesn't even exist because it's not like you're writing shit after creating. Let's put a snake on a lady. Why? I'll figure it out in post. It's great. Conquest is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Total best of Swords and Sandals shit ever.
Yeah, and it's also like Lucio Fulci is well regarded for Zombie and a number of other body horrors and horror movies, and it's like he should be more known for this.
Yeah, totally.
This thing is amazing.
It's fucking amazing. It is some wild shit. All right, let's do it. Jackie, you go ahead and give us all three of your... do you have any outside looking in honorable mentions that you want to discuss? I guess I should have... I have those too. Anybody? Sam already did his.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I'll do mine. We forgot to talk about Elves. Nobody brought up Elves, which is a big one.
Yeah.
Christmas movie. That was a good time. And we have talked about State Park, but it's also on my honorable mentions. So, Jackie, we'll go to you. What's your top three of 2024?
The Fall Guy.
Okay. Fall Guy. Nice.
Lisa Frankenstein.
Okay.
We already did that, didn't we?
No, it was 2024
last
movie.
year?
Yeah, but it's a 2024 movie.
So we get to do it twice?
We screwed up last year. Shut up, Sam. Just move on.
Okay.
It's
because that would be on my list.
This isn't the fucking Oscars. Just go with it.
Whatever.
Okay.
Put it on your list now.
And then finally, my last one is Twisters.
Really? You like Twisters more than Lisa Frankenstein?
Well, they're not in any particular order. Those are just my top three.
They were supposed to be in particular order.
Oh.
What's
Twisters
your favorite movie of
last.
2024? Okay, all right.
The Fall Guy. Because I thought it was super funny, and I like Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt's chemistry on that movie. I thought it was...
Sam... Did the Fall Guy succeed? Can you look that up real quick?
It didn't. I didn't think it did well at all.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And you saw it too, right, Sam?
I have not seen it yet. I crammed this week, and that one didn't make it in.
Damn.
I didn't. The Brutalist didn't make it in my cram, and the Fall Guy didn't make it in my cram. I gave up last night in the middle of the Bike Riders, knowing that I was going to finish it today, and it wasn't going to make my top 3 or 5 or even 10 of the year.
I'm surprised there's something on there. I'm very surprised you didn't choose Jackie, but that's a good list too. I like all 3 of those movies. Twisters was on the outside looking in for me. 2024 was a shitty year. I'll just be honest. Like,
I have some weird stats on 2024 where I think the industry is headed, because right now I feel like Hollywood they reach this point every once in a while where like we can be on autopilot, and undoubtedly when that works, they're like, autopilot is a sustainable eternity business plan. And so you've got Inside Out 2 became the highest grossing animated picture ever.
Even past Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Huh. Okay. I've never seen either of
them. Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine became the highest R-rated picture ever.
Okay, yeah.
Terrifier 3 became the highest grossing unrated film ever. Terrifier 3. Terrifier
what the fuck
3.
Is that?
I don't know, but
Don't know
it
what
became
it
the
is.
highest grossing unrated picture ever, and it's a sequel. That's the idea here, is that sequels, this year is redefining Hollywood's interest in only making sequels because they make money. Not only that, but this is the first time since 2019 that the top 10 grossing films have all come out of the Hollywood system. So the year of the sequel, I thought that halfway through this year, I was like, oh, this is when they realized that they need to involve creative people in the creative parts a little bit. And I don't think so. I think that we're going to be on autopilot there's going to have to be some real bad crashes before we let the creative people back in, because the prepackaged sequel has busted all of the records this year. And some of the best films that I saw had to be made on budgets that were very low, because the rule now is you can't make a movie for less than 20. But I think if you're going to release it theatrically, that number's really more towards 80. And when you spend 80, you have to have a 2 or a 3 behind it.
Unless
sucks.
it's Lisa Frankenstein, obviously.
Yeah, but didn't that... So I swear to God that was my number one movie that I liked from last year.
That's fine.
Did I screw that up or something?
Yeah, we might have screwed it up. I also had it at number 2, but we screwed it up just because we loved it so much we wanted to talk about it again. Let it go, man.
Okay. Because I love that movie. It didn't really cost that much, I think. But again, that's released completely independently because it costs less than $20 million, so you can't release it through the normal system. And it didn't make that back. That's the other thing. It had a very unwide release, and it did not make back its $13 million budget in the theater, which means that I'm sure it made it back the second that it went to VOD. But it doesn't. You're not going to get another one of those with those numbers. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Jackie, you looked like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, so I just looked up that Terrifier 3, and I have seen that come up on my feed, and I just have no desire to watch it.
Well, it looks stupid as fuck. It's a evil priest clown, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely some kind of clown. When I looked at the IMDb page, it said it was Art the Clown. The Art Clown.
Great.
And I was
Maybe
like okay.
And what do they got to do to get unrated? Is he like does he mash people's privates with a hammer or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, based off the preview that I just watched, or the trailer, he's just gross looking, and there's, the typical college kids having sex in the shower, and then he gets in there with a chainsaw and maybe does a little business there, maybe chops a wiener off. I don't know.
Yeah,
they cut the rest of it out. But it's just a gore fest that happens at Christmas time.
Okay.
Huh.
But I won't watch them because that guy is gross looking.
Nice.
And I don't like clowns, so I'm not going to ever watch those.
Okay, here's the thing. Nobody likes clowns, Jackie. Nobody does. But their beat is shit. They're just beat. They've been beat. But Pennywise is legit, okay? You like Pennywise. She's now not paying attention, looking at the
No, I don't like Pennywise. I think that it's creepy as hell. But, when I started watching those movies, I didn't realize that there was a clown in them.
He's not a clown. He's not a clown. Pennywise is not a clown. He just plays one on TV.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I think they're all bad and dumb. But I like Stephen King's writing as the definition of evil. I think Pennywise
I've never seen any of the It movies, even the one with Tim Curry.
Really? That is surprising. Really? Huh. Okay. I don't think they're for you.
They're not. That's why I don't watch them.
Yeah, I don't think they're for you. They're not for me.
It made me afraid of storm drainage.
That's good. Georgie is gone forever. They all float down here. Okay. We'll let Sam go last. My top 3 was Conclave. I like Conclave. I thought it was good with the Pope business. Everybody's seeing it now. Popes. Woo, we love Pope suddenly. Let's go watch a movie about Pope votes. The voting of the Pope.
I really liked Conclave.
I think people just like to say Pope. It's fun. The Papa, the Papa, the Pappy.
Hey, the Pope is from Chicago.
The directing in Conclave is fantastic. It's a thriller about Pope voting, and like there's no hook. There's no like, the butler did it, or a heist that takes place. It's a thriller, and it is legit just about voting for the Pope. There's no subterfuge. There's no red herrings. It's just Pope voting, and it's a thriller. It's crazy. I would have not greenlit that movie. I do think it misses at the end. It's based off of books, so it's not the movie's fault. It's a pretty accurate portrayal of the book, apparently. But I think it just barely misses to make its statement at the end. So close. Otherwise, it probably would have been number one. Number two for me was Fall Guy. I loved it. I thought it was great. Gosling's great. He's an American treasure. Him and Margot Robbie, right? Hey, anybody remember that joke? She's from Australia. Oh, you suck, idiot. Emily Blunt, she's great. She's an American treasure. She's from England, you idiot. Damn it. So Ryan Gosling's just the only American treasure? Damn it, that sucks. But it's fun. It's just so much fun, and like it shouldn't have worked, and it does. It's just got a great script, and could have easily been not good and was good. So definitely highly recommend Fall Guy. Number one, though, was The Wild Robot. I loved it. My son loves it. I still love it. I think it's one of the best animated features outside of that trio of really good Pixar movies from the early 2000s, the WALL-E, the Up, and Toy Story 3. And then Into the Spider-Verse. Iron Giant's good. Yeah, you're right. Into the Spider-Verse, and then Wild Robot. Like this is how you make animated films. You don't need to put fart jokes in them. You don't need to put fucking the fruit talks, or there's some like joke for the dads. You know, this movie has. I don't appear in this movie. Dad does not appear in The Wild Robot. Grandpa does. Boy girl does, and mom super does. Dad does not appear in this movie, and I still fucking loved it. There's not a single thing that's, hey, this one's for the dads. And it's just a fucking great, just a beautiful, like, I was crying the entire time. Like, before, not because of the content. I mean, it's the content, but it's so gorgeous. Like, from every single frame is absolutely beautiful. Pedro Pascal's in it, which is always a good thing. Like, that guy, I'm not worried about the Fantastic Four. I should be, but I'm not, because Pedro Pascal's in it, and the guy does no wrong. He does no wrong. Yeah, I loved it. Number one movie of the year. Should have been nominated for the Oscar. Didn't even win Best Animated Picture. I still haven't seen Best Animated, but I think I'm not going to like it as much as Wild Robot. Sam, your turn.
Wild Robot has 100 on Rotten Tomatoes as well.
It's real high. Like, everybody likes it quite a bit. It sticks with you.
I didn't get to Wild Robot. I didn't get to Conclave. I didn't get to The Fall Guy. I did manage to watch a number of 99 and 100s on Rotten Tomatoes that all didn't make my list. But a couple of them did.
Okay.
Some real surprises. So my number 3... Oops, I'm on the wrong page. My number 3 was Ghostlight.
Lisa Frankenstein. Ghostlight. Okay.
Spoiler alert, at least I liked Lisa Frankenstein better than I liked any 3 of these movies. But right. I thought I did that last year, so I'm sorry.
You did.
Ghostlight was made for under $1 million. I would describe it as like if you had a machine that sorted envelopes perfectly. If that's like making a movie, this is made by a machine that's not as good as a normal one. So all of the little pieces have little rough edges on it. But it doesn't matter because as a whole, it's still a nice, tidy stack. It was really good. I don't want to, if I say what kind of Shakespeare that was in the periphery of the story, it would kind of spoil some things.
Gotcha.
But it's a movie that involves Shakespeare in the Periphery, and it does a really good job with that. And it has a couple of really good performances. I just really liked it a whole bunch.
How much in the Periphery are we talking? Are we talking 10 Things I Hate About You, Taming of the Shrew level? Or is it like, subtle nod to a man holding a skull per se? Okay,
they just don't do... I will say no more. There's no subtlety in it. It's not subtle, but it's not beating you in the face with a 2x4 either. And it covers the idea of recovery from loss and therapy in a very strange way. And I just thought Ghostlight wasn't just really good for this year. I'm going to remember it as I really like this movie a lot, maybe even like a top 50 of a 10-year period. It might make something like that. Okay. Well, I guess all of these will in that respect. Number 2 for me was A Real Pain. I fucking loved it.
Good things.
It's pure Eisenberg, and I think that's what we need to understand. That you don't have to like pure Eisenberg. You just have to understand its pureness. He's that much of fucking intolerable sometimes, but in the scope of him and Kieran Culkin being completely fucking intolerable in their own ways, it is a magical little movie. A Real Pain was really fucking good. He learned it reeks of tutelage of not the general Woody Allen, because there's no slapstick in it. It's all the comedic elements that are there, which it's not a comedy. I think it's being billed as that. I don't know that it is, but he's learned a great deal of filmmaking from Woody Allen, and its feel is those more subtle, serious movies that Woody Allen has made. It feels just like that. That was very well done. And
without the Woody
Kieran
Allen.
Culkin is fucking fantastic.
He's amazing. Like, I'm telling you, man, I haven't seen A Real Pain, but when I was watching Succession, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this little guy? This little guy is a thing? What the fuck? This guy is good.
Yeah, I get why Kieran Culkin won, and I feel that it's kind of tragic that I think Eisenberg's doing just as good, and he's behind the camera. It's just that it's an overwhelming performance.
Okay.
Number 1 is a really weird one for me. I laughed harder than I've laughed watching a movie at one of the jokes in this, and it made me laugh more than once. I laughed at it quite a bit.
Lisa Frankenstein.
I laughed harder, like I was doubled over, kind of not breathing laughing from one of the gags in this, and that hasn't happened in a movie for a while. Hundreds of Beavers.
I am unfamiliar.
So this was officially released to wide audiences in 2024, but it kicked around since 2022 at different festivals trying to secure a release because it only cost $150,000 to make. And I am ready to pull the plug about 10 minutes into this thing, even though I've read so many good things about it.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I don't know if I can do this, because it's like half animated, it's black and white. It's almost like you took Buster Keaton and a Looney Tunes cartoon and kind of mashed them up, because it's half animated and half live action, and it's all that period of comedy. But by the end, they're adding normal levels of slapstick that we're currently used to. It's an exploration of physical comedy. It's also longer than 90 minutes.
God. I have to see this.
I haven't. There's some platforming from video games in it. Like, it was. I swear to God, the first 20 minutes, I didn't think I was going to make it. I did not think I was going to make it through the first 20 minutes, but then it like gets me with a little gag. I'm like, that's actually pretty fucking funny. And then it gets me with another little gag. And then it gets me with this thing. And then it had a joke that was so funny that I didn't even laugh at it. I just kind of wanted to clap. And by the end of it, I was like, well, that's the movie I liked the most this year, and I would never have guessed that I would have even liked it at all.
I'm very surprised that that's what that is, and I am in. I'm going to go out to the hot tub tonight, and I'm going to watch Hundreds of Beavers.
Hundreds of Beavers.
Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching the trailer as you're talking, and sorry that I laughed out loud, but I mean, it's just hilarious and weird.
That's how you do a title, Split Second. I'm not going to forget the title of that movie. Hundreds of Beavers.
And let me just say that there isn't a plot element there, even though it's basically a silent film. That involves hundreds of beavers, but there's probably thousands of beavers in the movie.
Thousands of beavers.
And I'll tell you the part that got me, that like where I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to watch this. This is too screwy, too cheap, too weird. But in the first 20 minutes, like the main character gets on like a death disc sled and just bombs down the side of a mountain and takes out this guy in a beaver costume. And I'm like, oh God, that's fucking funny. And then shit like that continues to happen. And you're like, okay, now I'm going to keep watching. And by the end of it, I was like, wow, how about that thing? How about it?
Great. Awesome. That is that's a very surprising pick, and I'm all about it. Everybody should watch the movies that we told about. There's not a stinker on the list. And this is a great year of reviewing. Except for, did anybody notice that not a single one of us put the best picture on our list?
That shit didn't just win Best Picture, didn't it? Clean. It won the Triple Crown with Chicago's Film Fest and LA Film Fest, or LA Film Critics, Chicago Film Critics. It won the BAFTA. It won the Independent Spirit Award Best Picture thing. Like, there wasn't one fucking thing that Anora didn't win, and I didn't watch it.
I didn't like it.
Didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it at all. I was
it's not that. It's just not for Jackie and I. It was up its own ass. It's up its own ass. Bad year in film, I think. But we did good. These are good shit that people can watch in a down year. Now, 2025, I'm stoked about for. We're always going to find bad movies from all over, but 2025, I think, is going to be a good year. We've already got the Thunderbolts, which I heard was good. I know it's cliche.
I like Thunderbolts.
Marvel movie. I'm jacked about Superman. About Superman. James Gunn can do no wrong, except for Guardians 2. That was not very good. There's something else. That Brad Pitt F1 movie kind of looks good. Kind of interested in that. I like F1 movies.
Yeah. Again, though, like what I was talking about, this is a really weak year in good movies. And it's because sequels are churning out $1.6 billion. Why would you make something else, right?
There's The Life of Chuck. That's another Stephen King short story. And, hey, yeah, we got The Mangler, but we also got Shawshank in the same episode.
Yeah.
So if it's a Stephen King short story, I'm always curious about those, and I like everybody involved in The Life of Chuck. So I have high hopes for that one. And that's not an IP or an original IP, OIP. I don't know how you say that. But it's not a sequel. So
yeah,
there's some stuff out there for sure that's could be good. But I think it's going to be better than 2024. Anyways, I'm off my soapbox. Anora sucked, guys. She's a stripper and she sucks, and he's a Russian oligarch and he sucks. The end. You already know everything. You know that they suck. Next week or next 2 weeks on the show, I think we start over the rotation, right? Anybody got a clue? Or is it?
I think it's your pick first,
Sam. Yeah, okay, we're starting the rotation over again. I'll probably have a silly airplane movie because I don't think I'm done with Fly Hards until we get to
your system.
Air Force One. You'll know it's over when we do Air Force One. So stand by for a Fly Hard.
That will be the crescendo. Of Fly Hards.
Crash endo. Because the whole hook. Come on, man, you've seen it. You know how sad shitty it looks. the endo crash. Have a great week, guys. Have 2 weeks of greatness and get to the chalk.